When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Aloe or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does online business better than Shopify. It's home of Shop Pay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. That's shopify.com/income.
You know that feeling when someone shows up for you just when you need it most? That's what Uber is all about. Not just a ride or dinner at your door. It's how Uber helps you show up for the moments that matter. Because showing up can turn a tough day around or make a good one even better. Whatever it is, big or small, Uber is on the way. So you can be on yours. Uber, on our way.
Hello, I'm Gareth. Welcome along to another edition of Somewhere on Earth. And the place we are on Earth today is Rio de Janeiro. Oh yes, the beautiful city in Brazil. And we're at the Web Summit. And we're recording this on Monday the 30th of April, 2025. Well, joining me today in this in our pod booth, isn't it, Ania? The podcast booth at the summit. So they provide this. We've got a table, we have 4 microphones, we have some brilliant guys doing the mixing and the technical side. There's a video going on here as well. So this is the booth, Ania.
It is, and what's great is that we don't have to lug this equipment, because before, you would have to lug your own equipment like this, and you ended up carrying your own body weight around the world.
You did.
With satellite phones and other things like that. But the technology enables us to, pitch up, show up, and record.
We just come away with a memory stick. It's great. It's a lot easier than filling in a carnet and going through, taking a load of kit through customs.
Carnets and duplicate lists. Oh my goodness me. These are customs forms for the UK, and when we worked for the BBC, we had to fill them in. They had to make sure that what we took out of the country came back. So all serial numbers were there. And if you got something wrong on the form, like our darling colleague Julian once did on a form when we flew to Johannesburg, he misspelt my name. And I spent 6 hours in customs, and they went through absolutely everything, including my luggage, my underwear, every single cable I had, to make sure that the cables numbers were the same as they were on the carnet. Fortunately, everything else was correct because I'd done it. Oh. But bless. And then I came out, and he's like, "What's taking you so long? We had to sit in the bar."
Oh, I don't know. People misspelling your name, Anna. Ania, sorry. Right, here we go. And coming up today, well, as you know, we absolutely love innovation on this show, especially when it has a tech for good element, which is why we're keen to find out a little bit more about the latest disability tech. The CEO of a prominent innovation organisation that is here around the table here in our podcast booth. Also joining us from another organisation is the person who says that they're revolutionising online shopping in Brazil, and their secret sauce, healthy eating. We'll find out more. It's all right here on the Somewhere on Earth podcast. All right, so let's start by meeting the Recife-based organisation that's involved in everything from a smart lipstick prototype to a simultaneous sign language translator. It's the CISAR Innovation Hub, and the CEO is Eduardo Peixoto. And here we are. Eduardo, Good to see you. As you can tell, my voice is beginning to crack now. It's very noisy in these spaces, but so it goes at the Web Summit. How are you getting on?
I'm fine, thanks. Yeah, it's huge event. There's a lot of people, and the background noise is a bit loud, but it's okay. I mean, it means that a lot of movement here,
yeah,
a lot of
love
connections.
Lots going on. Yeah, absolutely. So in the introduction, I mentioned a smart lipstick prototype. So you mean this is so that people with disabilities are able to apply their lipstick then? Tell me more.
CISA is, it means Center of Advanced Studies and Systems of Recife. So it's an acronym. It's not the name of any founder. It started in 1996 in Recife to provide an ecosystem of IT companies in the northeast of Brazil. And our proposal since there was to have a positive impact on people and on the locations where we were. So from this proposal, we started thinking or looking for projects that where we could change and transform people's life. And we had the opportunity to join Lenovo on this sign language translator, and also Grupo Boticário to develop this smart lipstick prototype.
Yeah.
It was great project because it helped a lot of people with disabilities, yes.
Yeah, so Ania.
I went to the booth yesterday and I got the full treatment, and it's quite interesting because you sit there, the makeup artist, i.e. technician, puts the colour lipstick in the machine, you sit there with your chin on a little ledge, photos are taken, the shape of your lips, and that's all that information is fed in, and then it comes out and it literally paints your lips. It tickles. It was really, really tickling.
So weird.
So I was trying not to laugh because I then knew that the shape of my mouth would change. And then it takes a photo at the end to make sure that, it's done a good job, and it did it first time. I was really impressed.
Really? Because my brutal question is was it as good as you would be putting it on yourself? That little bit just slips, I don't know, just off your lips, just looks a bit, you had to just wipe it off with a bit of rag or something?
I think it was better, actually,
right,
to be honest with you, because unless you've got all the implements like a lip crayon or a proper brush, it's, it can be a little bit messy and a little bit rough around the edges, but this was really good.
Right, thumbs up from Ania, who took one for the team, Eduardo, and volunteered to use it instead of me trying it out, so it sounds incredible and that it works. Can you give me an idea of what the technology is? So it must have some image recognition, it must have some way of sensing that the person has their chin on the guard. There's a lot of technology there, isn't there?
There is. There are a lot of technology. But the breakthrough came with AI, because then we were enabled to put the lipstick much more precise on people. But we have also mechanical things there, electronics, and everything has to be very precise because it's so difficult. We don't realize it when we are doing it ourselves, but when you develop a device to do it, then you realize how difficult it is to put a lipstick.
Yeah, it's a highly technical task, even though I know it's a task that many people just take for granted every day, but when you try and automate it, that's no big... What about the AI, though? Let's put a new gloss on the AI. Couldn't resist that. Is this to help the system understand, just learn different face shapes, just be able to have a sense of the morphology of the face, to know the difference between the lips and the eyelids, for instance?
Yes, in the first place it was tried to use chemicals on the lipstick to fix the color on the lip and not on the face. But that doesn't work because the cells on the lips are exactly the same as the cells on the face. The difference is not enough to the chemicals to glue on one place and not another one. So the group Boticário came to us and asked us to try to provide a technology, information technology solution. And then, we use AI. We had to first train the AI to recognize the different lipsticks. And here in Brazil, you have a huge set of different peoples. People say that a Brazilian passport could represent people from anybody, anywhere, and it's true. We have Japanese in
Yeah.
In São Paulo, Italians, Germans, everybody.
Yeah,
So,
and sorry, lots of different skin colours as well.
Yes.
So does the AI cope okay, say, with darker skin colours and lighter skin colours?
And also the how to say that? I mean, the dick of the lip is different.
Yeah.
So we had to train with a lot of people so that it could pass the lipstick properly.
Yeah.
And Ania I was very anxious about the result in Ania because I said, I don't know if there was somebody like her. A picture of somebody like her on the machine, but it did properly. You know
what a relief. That could have been awkward if not.
I have mustache and I tried myself and it did work. All right. Yeah.
Gareth, next time you're definitely having a go.
Will do. No, beard is no excuse.
I think this is so important though for people who are blind, so they can wear makeup. They have every right to do that. But at the moment, someone else really needs to put it on for them unless they teach themselves. And particularly for young women growing up who may not have use of their arms properly as well. All that kind of thing, it normalizes them. It lets them be just like another girl. And so from that point of view, I think this is amazing. And also, I think in old people's homes, I can see this too.
Yeah.
Because old ladies, it's a lot for your self-esteem, when your grandchildren are coming, that you actually look your best. So I think, that could be used there.
Across the ages. And just before we move on, Eduardo, can I ask you about the sign language translator? So what's this, the idea that a machine that can read somebody signing and then convert it into voice or text?
Yes, that's amazing. I mean, when you see the video of this solution, I always cry.
Right.
Because I just realized how difficult it is to people that has this disability to communicate with others. And when we provide that solution, one guy that was filming with us, he had to ask his family to choose his voice because the machine was going to speak for him. And then the family was able to hear him for the first time, you see? And everybody could communicate with him, not only those that knows these Libras, that's the sign language here in Chile.
Yeah, so phenomenal. And just so that I understand that, so you mentioned that the guy who his voice had previously not been heard and then was heard. Do you mean this was somebody who couldn't speak and they banked his voice somehow? I'm just trying to understand.
He doesn't speak because he doesn't hear, so he communicates using sign language.
I get it, yeah.
And when you provide this translator from sign language to voice, then he becomes, or he receives a voice. It's a synthesized voice from a computer. He's not listening to it. He doesn't know it. But his family was able to pick one for him. You see, from now on, that's his voice. And then he can continue speaking using signs, but the other people is listening to him now.
Yeah, I see.
So
it's giving somebody a voice.
Yeah, it's kind of giving an additional identity that we all have, but we don't realize how important it is for us.
Yeah, I mean, we're back on basic human dignity. I mean, Ania mentioned an older person in a care home maybe who is now able to apply their lipstick and look great when the grandchildren come on over. And what you've just, that example of bringing a voice to somebody who previously was not heard. What a thing for human dignity.
It is,
It's a great example. Well, Eduardo, stay there because I'm sure we'll talk a bit more in the podcast extra.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
At Capella University, you can learn at your own pace with our FlexPath learning format. Take 1 or 2 courses at a time and complete as many as you can in a 12-week billing session. With FlexPath, you can even finish the bachelor's degree you started in 22 months for $20,000. A different future is closer than you think. with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu. Fastest 25% of students. Cost varies by PACE, transfer credits, and other factors. Fees apply.
As a contractor, I don't pay for materials I don't use. So why would I pay for stuff I don't need in my mobile plan? That's why the new MyBiz plan from Verizon Business is so perfect. Now I can choose exactly what I want, and I only pay for what I need.
Right now, with MyBiz plan, get our best price, as low as $25 a line. Visit verizon.com/business to get started today. Price per month with 5+ lines. Includes autopay and paper-free billing and special intro offer discounts. Taxes, fees, economic adjustment charge, and terms apply. Offers end June 10th, 2025.
I'd like to move on and talk kind of about food and groceries with you, Guy. It's a really exciting idea here now that it's a kind of a new take on grocery shopping and how healthy food is playing a really big role in, Guy, you can put it better than me, but rethinking online food retailing, isn't it? And we should tell our lovely listeners that you are Guy Nazareth and you're CEO of Trela. So just tell me briefly what Trela is.
Gareth, Trela is an end-to-end marketplace that's starting with healthy groceries with the goal of winning online groceries in Latin America. And one way of thinking about us is we want to have the volume of the largest grocery chains, but with the business model and profitability of an Amazon and a Mercado Libre. And we believe that, Brazil is a middle-income country. Any solution that is scalable and therefore can help a lot of people eat better must be an economical solution, must be affordable. And to be affordable, we have to rethink a lot about how this market works. Because we're starting with healthy groceries because it's the fastest growing but also the most underserved market segment in the country. Our customers say that before Trela they had to shop for food at 7 different places to get all that they needed. And there are specialty boutique stores that are very expensive that sell healthy foods because they essentially retail, the retail logic of holding a lot of inventory is very wasteful of them. It's very wasteful of fresh products, of products without preservatives or any kind of chemical additive. And to counter that effect, Trela can work with third-party inventory and only receive in our warehouses the products that have already been sold. Because of this, we're the only grocery business in the world that we know of that has zero waste in our freshest produce, and we can make it a lot more affordable for people. And today, we're still in a premium segment, but our objective long-term is, again, making it very economical and with that becoming mass market.
Right, okay, so the basics of it are that, you are, if you like, you're a high-end online food retailer. And just to check, you're entirely online, are you? Do you have any high streets presence?
No, and we'll never have any street presence.
Always online, okay,
yes.
Yeah. Not a single brick will be laid, not for a shop, maybe for a data center, but...
we have a fulfillment center, and that is mandatory because we need to receive things and package to people, but any kind of store means holding inventory before customers are there, and we want to minimize that to the most.
Yeah, okay. So tell me a bit more about how you minimize that. And given, that yours is a high-end offering, I know you're saying that ultimately you want to scale and become more mass market. But I guess it means you're going to sell the very finest avocado, those ones that just feel so nice when you touch them and then they cut out. It's beautiful. I suppose that the blunt question is, how are you different from any of the other online food grocery retailers in Brazil?
They are all essentially supermarket businesses with an app. Why is that problematic? They're all focused on same-day deliveries. When they do that, they must hold all of the inventory just like a regular store does, waiting for customers to come in. And that wastes a lot of the fresh food. So their waste on produce, on meats, on seafood is the same as a regular supermarket. And what happens then is they limit their assortment of these foods, and just like a regular supermarket, they end up selling a lot of processed foods that last longer. And we think that's not what the modern customer wants, that's not what the Trela customer wants. So instead of focusing and giving people same-day deliveries, we deliver next day, and that allows for our merchants to come to our warehouses with the products only after they have been sold. This means we have the freshest products with no waste in the case of our of these products that are just in time, And with that, we can be more affordable and sell more of these healthy options.
Yeah, so less waste, meaning you're more cost effective and you can pass those savings on.
Yes, and even though we are high-end and we serve more premium customers, we have the lowest price on everything we sell.
Right, okay. Ania?
Well, this just amazes me that online grocery shopping hasn't taken off in Brazil, right? I've been doing this for more than 20 years. One of my flatmates, many years ago, was developing online grocery shopping for a major UK chain, and we were testing it out. They had lots of problems initially, teething problems. So you'd think you were buying 6 bottles of wine and 6 cases would arrive.
Oh, brilliant!
I know it wasn't much of a problem, but but also the substitution. Everybody says, I wanted oranges and they gave me orange washing up liquid. That kind of thing. Those are issues. But in the UK, a lot of this shopping through the app, through a chain, you have pickers in store. So these are staff who go around with a trolley, they pick stuff off the shelf, they scan it, they then pack it, right? So there's no automation really. So you've done it online, but not here. Yet you guys have got automation, haven't you?
Before I answer you, let me ask you, where do you shop? You live in London?
I live in London.
Ocado, Waitrose?
No, I'm at Sainsbury's. I laugh because my husband actually works for them. So I have to admit that in the supply chain as well, ironically.
But I would challenge one thing in this train of thought. Even though Ocado is a company that has been around since '99, I know they're like OG. But even Ocado is still a fraction of what M&S sells. So even in the UK, in a more mature market, the penetration of online groceries is still very small. In the case of Brazil, online is still under 3% of the total grocery market size. It's really tiny. And to me, but this is true everywhere, in every country, online groceries haven't taken off. My hypothesis for this, for why it's the case versus an Amazon and a Mercado Libre could, is that Amazon was not trying to replicate Barnes & Noble and put it on a website and deliver same day. But that's what the online grocery businesses are doing. They try to replicate M&S or Sainsbury and deliver same day within a few hours. So they're not innovating on assortment. They're not making their solution more cost effective. They're not lowering their costs with, for example, third-party inventory. So they essentially are the same business model as a supermarket, but they have the extra cost of developing their app and a website and, of course, all the logistical infrastructure. We are rethinking the model, just like Amazon did, and we think that's why we have a better shot.
Because Ania was asking you a bit about some of the automation there, and I'm interested, so this has been very much, which is brilliant, about your business model, rethinking how we get groceries. But, we're a tech podcast. What's the amazing, cool technology that you're using to deliver this offering?
There's a few. Some of them are not cool, but very...
just kind of boring technologies, but they work, and well, I hope they work.
We have a warehouse management system that beeps everything, and that prevents that problem of like you ordered oranges and you got mandarins or something, so we do not have that problem at all. We're using artificial intelligence as part of our logistics because today about a third of everything we sell, we're not holding inventory. But there's a bunch that we are holding inventory. And what matters here is that we minimize this inventory. So while a traditional retailer holds 30 to 60 days of sales in their stores, Trela holds between 7 and 15. And I was a data scientist before starting Trela, and I've coded some of these algorithms, and we have really good predictive machine learning for everything we're going to sell, and allows us to minimize this inventory. And I'd say one hack that we've gotten was we've managed to integrate with the inventory of these merchants that sell to us just in time, to deliver to us just in time. And it's not machine learning, but we just got them to tell us instantly their inventory and their availability so that we don't sell something that eventually we cannot fulfill. And in the cases where a merchant can no longer fulfill something that they have sold on Trela, our marketplace can route it to a different supplier, and we have a system of fallbacks so that we deliver our orders in full.
Right, so it gives you that resilience as well. All right, folks, we'll leave it there. It's been fascinating talking to you, Guy, rethinking this online grocery model. Starting with something actually quite a straightforward thought in a way, that you're now building that, and you have built into a business. And Eduardo, what a pleasure talking to you as well about those wonderful innovations. Dignity very much being the watchword there. So we'll carry on in the podcast subscription extra. If people want to join the fun, Ania, how might they do that then?
Well, you can go onto our social medias. You usually find us on @SOEP, SOEP Tech. Facebook, we are on LinkedIn, Somewhere on Earth, the Global Tech Podcast. We are on Insta, we are on Threads, we are on Blue Sky, we are on TikTok, we are on YouTube, Somewhere on Earth Podcast, and there is some video that's got quite a few views of Gareth checking out technology here at Web Summit. So please go and do that. And also please remember that we are part of the Evergreen Podcast Network. So, you can also download us from that site too and check out some of their podcasts.
You sure can. All right, folks. So we'll see you on the other side. Have fun, folks. And from all of us here in Rio, thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone. It's Michael Calore, Director of Consumer Tech and Culture at Wired, here with my colleagues, senior writer Lauren Good.
Hello.
And Wired contributor Zoe Schiffer.
Hey, everyone.
We're here to tell you about our new podcast, Uncanny Valley, a show about the people, power, and influence of Silicon Valley.
Every week, we get together to talk about how technology and culture from the Valley is influencing our everyday lives.
We dig into questions like, will we ever get our privacy back? Is OpenAI for real? And how are Silicon Valley billionaires impacting U.S. elections?
The first episode of Uncanny Valley comes out on October 31st. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.